Hello guys, today I'm going to be breaking down everything MLB. It's a very exciting time to be a baseball fan. First of all, we have meaningful baseball. Pennant races are on. And there's a lot of exciting races this year. I'm really excited for what's to come in the next month plus. And also as a baseball fan, the Little League World Series, I was just there 2 days ago. The tournament's going on. I have a Hawaii hat. They play New York tonight. I don't know who I want to win that. And Texas shirt Southwest, but sadly they lost an absolute heartbreaker the other night to Georgia. That was the night I went, but I had left for that game before it. So anyway, MLB. So yeah, let's get right into this. First I'm going to tell you about each division and what I think on each division. I'll make some predictions. I'll tell you what I think will happen. I cannot wait to see what actually does happen. So starting in the AL East. So Boston is the best record in baseball by 8 games. The second best record in baseball, the New York Yankees. They're 8 games back. So I think Boston should be fine. I think they will be fine to win this division. And this is coming from a diehard Yankee fan. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Yankees do come close and start talking a little bit close, like maybe they'll get to within 5 to start talking about how far back they are. I think Boston should be fine, though. They do play the last weekend in the regular season. I don't think that'll have implications on the division, but we'll have to see. I don't expect it to. Boston, they should be fine. They will win the AL East. They'll best record in baseball. The Yankees have gained 2.5 games in the last 3 days, so it was a 10.5 game deficit. Boston's lost 3 straight, so maybe that can continue. That'd be nice. Because I want the Yankees, obviously, to make a big push. AL Central, the Indians is obviously can't stand that division. The Indians, though, have been first place all year. They were actually under 500 in first place, like 50 games through the season, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So the Indians have not nearly as good a record as the Yankees, yet the Indians have like free pass into the ALDS. But now I think they deserve that ALDS berth. The Yankees do too, but obviously Boston's in the darn way. But the Indians, yeah, they actually have a solid record now. They actually have a good record. So they might be able to win 95, and they might actually have the worst record this year of AL playoff teams with 95 wins. The Twins had 85, and they made the wild card game last year. So that's just insane. The Indians, they'll play the winner of the West in the ALDS, probably the Astros, but that's where we're going next, the AL West. So where did the A's come from? Gosh. So they were by the way, the Mariners are not making the playoffs. So Mariner fans just I don't even know what to say. You shouldn't be a Mariners fan because they're root for them all you want. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. And the Astros and A's are tied at the top of the division after okay, first of all, the A's were a mediocre team, which was already surprising enough. People thought they would lose over 90 games this year again. But instead, they're on pace for like 97 to 98 wins. What? But I think the Astros will survive. They'll win this division. The Astros got Springer back, Altuve back, and Correa back finally. So yeah, they're back to full strength. I expect the Astros, the defending champs, to be okay. The A's, but the A's, don't sleep on them if you've watched them. They just come out of nowhere. They just don't lose. Now they're one of those teams that just takes care of bad teams as well. They're playing the Rangers right now. They've blown them away 2 days in a row. I believe 8-0 and 6-0. So yeah, the Astros are in a series with Seattle. It's tied 1-1, but the Mariners, no. The Astros and alright, if I had to predict the Astros will win this division by 4. Maybe 95 and 67 for Oakland, 99 and 63 for the Astros. Maybe. We'll see. On to the National League. So, 2 sort of shocking teams this year. The Phillies and the Braves. What? So it's amazing that one of those teams will be division champs. Yeah, don't give me the Nats. 2 weeks ago, I made this prediction. The Nats are going to go off and win the NL East. No, not going to happen. Now they traded Murphy and Matt Adams, but after they gave up that grand slam the other week on Sunday Night Baseball to the Cubs, by the way, I kind of expected them to find a way to blow a game on a big stage like that. So, yeah, the Phillies are kind of desperate. The Braves are back. So the Braves they had the best record in the NL for a bit. And May, June, maybe into July, but then they swooned. They left. They became they were a mediocre team for a bit. And the Phillies had first for quite a while, maybe 2 or 3 weeks of straight first place for Philadelphia. But guess what? The Braves, I was actually thinking about it like 2 weeks ago as Phillies versus Nats, even though the Braves were like right between the two. The Braves are probably going to win the division. The Braves, maybe. They'll have to fight. It'll be a good race between Phillies, Braves, 2 surprise teams. Phillies are 2 back right now. The Nats are 7.5 back. Atlanta is like back. They're back to being very good. Like Ronald Acuna, Ozzy Albies, they're cool. I don't know. I want the Phillies to win this division though. I just do. And I would say it's gonna be since the NL wild card is so up in the air, whoever doesn't win the division has like a chance of getting a wild card spot. So the Phillies are getting pretty desperate for wins right now. They're in a series with the Nats. The Nats need to keep winning. The Nats won last night. They have 2 more games. Strasburg and Scherzer pitch those games. So Washington, if they win both of those, all of a sudden they're within 3.5 of Philly, and depending on what the Braves do down in Pittsburgh, then we'll see how much back of Atlanta. But anyway, into the NL Central. This is a cool one. So I thought this is like National League division that's sealed, because I said like the Brewers, I expected the Brewers to get the first wild card, but I expected the Cubs to be fine with the division. But now the Cubs' problem is not Milwaukee. The Cubs' problem is St. Louis. They've won maybe a lot, like maybe 12 of 14 or something. They're 2.5 back. St. Louis 2.5 back. Milwaukee's sitting there only 3 back in the meantime. But Milwaukee, they're not going to win the division. You want to give me a division winner? I'll give it to the Cubs, but the Cards are going to fight. Obviously, I would want the Cardinals to win the division. I mean, who doesn't want surprise? Like, I'm a guy who wants all the surprises. And for the most part, I just want the surprises. Like, I want Oakland. I want Philly, even though both Atlanta and Philly are surprises. As I drop my pen that I haven't even been writing with. I want St. Louis. I would like Milwaukee. But they're not going to. And in the West, all right, let's go to the West. So 2 weeks ago, maybe even 1 week ago, saying, yeah, the Dodgers, obviously, the Dodger blue, man. They're going to run away with it. But will they? No, they're not going to run away with it. But will they win the division? Quite possibly. So Arizona is in first place. Colorado is 1.5 back. The Dodgers are 3.5 back. And, so yeah, the Diamondbacks, I see them as a step ahead of the Rockies, maybe. I don't know why. They seem to be just a little better. Like, a few games better last year to get the first wild card over them. This year, the Rockies were actually like 38-42. And then all of a sudden they turned it on. Colorado's back to fighting. Colorado's half game back of the second wild card. LA 2.5 back to the second wild card. So that's gonna be fun. I hope it's I would love if Colorado won it. Diamondbacks, I would like if maybe this is Arizona's year, right? Maybe this is their year to win the West. And yeah, the Dodgers, I would still say Dodgers win it because that's just like I've been a fan since I was like 7. Since 2012, I was a fan. And I know that teams like the Dodgers, they just do. Like, they're trying for their, 6th straight NL West title. That's ridiculous. Please, Arizona or Colorado. Let's head to the AL wildcard game. Okay, this game will be at Yankee Stadium. And I would say it's going to be probably against the Athletics. But, okay, it's not going to be Seattle. I already told you that. And, it's going to be against Houston or Oakland, my bad. I would say it's against Oakland because I do expect Houston to win the division, as I already told you. Houston will probably win the West. But, yeah, I'd say it's going to be against the A's. The Yankees have decisions to make when it comes to pitchers that game, right? Like 2 months ago, we all thought, yeah, duh, Severino's going to pitch that game. But Severino continues to struggle. So, yeah. They're going to have, I would say maybe go with J-Happ if Severino keeps pitching like this. But best case scenario for a Yankee fan, Severino turns it around and starts the wild card. The A's will probably have Sean Manaea pitching that game. Alright, NL wildcard, the best race in baseball. Maybe all NL races are on fire right now. We have the NL East within 2 games, the NL Central within 2.5 and 3, the NL West within 1.5 and 3.5, and the 3.5 team, the Dodgers, is like the team that's like the favorites. So, NL wildcard, I do think the St. Louis Cardinals will be in this ball game. Home or away, I don't know. But they're the one team, I'm not guaranteeing it, but out of all these million teams, there's 4 teams that are totally out in the National League, which is Reds, Mets, Marlins, and Padres. The Giants, they're not good enough. They're not going to make the playoffs. So I'm starting to give up on San Fran. They're like my favorite West Coast team. I'm sorry, San Fran. Pittsburgh, no, that was a hot streak, was a fluke. They're back to being under 500 now, 63 and 64, 6.5 out. Then there's the Nats. The Nats, out of these 3 teams, has the best chance, but still highly unlikely chance. So then, if we rule out those 3 teams, we cut it to 8 teams. And 3 of them will be division winners. So then there's going to be 3 out of these 8 teams will have to be left out of the playoffs. Phillies, Braves, Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Rockies. So those 8, 3 of them will be out. Who will it be? Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch this video like in a week or 2. I mean, not in a week or 2. I'm talking like after the season. I can't wait to go back and watch this after seeing what happens. So, yeah. Who will make it? It's all bunched up. So, San Fran, Nats, and Giants are all within like 6-7 games back. The other teams are all within 2.5. Dodgers are 2.5 back. And right now, it would be Milwaukee at St. Louis if it ended today. So that's that. But how about when we get to the playoffs? When we get to the playoffs, yeah. I can't wait to see who faces who. We might have, anyway, let's talk best records. Best record in the NL. I thought, yeah, the Cubs, they're like the only lock. But, not a lock. The Braves are 1.5 back of Chicago for the best record in the NL. St. Louis is 2.5 back of the division, which means they're 2.5 back of the best record. Whoa! Cardinals are like, yeah, we're not quite good enough. But like, now you're 2.5 back of the best record in the National League. That's pretty good. And Arizona's only a couple back of the best record. Colorado's up there. I don't know who the best record will be. I'd say Cubs. Yeah, I think Cubs. But I don't know that it's going to be Cubs. So, it's just going to be interesting. I can't wait. So I think we've talked enough for this video. It's over 15 minutes now. So yeah, maybe I should do like one of these every week. Maybe a little bit different every week. We'll see. But I just want to make videos about the thing I love right now, which is baseball. I'm going to Baltimore to see Yanks and O's this weekend, Saturday night. So yeah, the O's are historically bad. Yeah, so comment below anything. Questions for me, my opinions on anything that I didn't mention about baseball you want to know. Comment below thoughts on the video if you like that, my going off about MLB for these minutes. And just, yeah, comment anything you want. But leave a like. I wish I said that earlier for the people who already left the video. But anyway, please leave a like. Please just do it. Come on now. All right, let's go. Can't wait for the playoffs. See you later.